everyone, to Think Tank Thursday from Cafefuel, the 9-step system that will show you everything you need to know to use the internet to grow your restaurant. My name is Brian Devine, and today we are talking about a restaurant digital marketing strategy that will absolutely, without a doubt, grow what I would consider your most important, invaluable asset without you having to even lift a finger. Now, if you have seen any of our videos in the past, you've probably seen our 9-step system here. So let me just put that up there so you can get a feel for what we're talking about. These are the 9 steps that we always talk about. And, a lot of people, they want to start, in the middle and towards the top, especially when they talk about like SEO, getting found fast that we have there at the very top. That's towards the end of the process. And, getting new customers on demand, that's sort of in the middle, but we got to make sure that you have some basics in place before it even remotely makes sense to start doing any of the kind of what we would consider the fun stuff, right? Where you're running ads and you're driving traffic and you're getting people to come into your restaurant that didn't already know about you. And if you are going to do that, if you're going to spend any time, effort, or money to get new people, new customers in the door, then you have to have a way to build your list. And this is one of those things that surprises me over and over again. I walk into a restaurant, a great place, we have a really lovely time, and they have no way to bring you back. None. And there are simple ways to do that, but one of the most valuable ways is to build your list. Now, if you're in a situation where you're even thinking that, hey, down the road, I want to be able to sell a restaurant. Well, if you can sell your restaurant and it includes a customer list, you can sell at much higher rates than if you don't have that. Now, how do we do this? Because I talk about it a lot, and there are all kinds of mechanisms for building that list and making it not only easy for your team, your staff, but making it easy for the customer is probably just as, if not more important than making it easy for your staff. So we have all kinds of mechanisms. Here's the thing. We have found a way to just remove you, your team, everyone from the entire process. And it is such a unique thing that I'm looking for people who are interested in talking about it. Now, what are we doing? Well, you have figured out that there is a very simple way. If you are, let's say, giving people free Wi-Fi, and I would be willing to bet that just about every restaurant that can hear my voice is offering free Wi-Fi. And if you're not, you should start. It is really, really valuable to do that because of 2 things. Number one, it makes people feel good about being there because people are on their phones and they whether we want them to or not, they are using the internet while they are in your establishment. And if you make it easy for them to do that, then they are going to feel better about coming back. And then, of course, it's like, oh, hey, we can go there because they have free Wi-Fi, right? And you might be thinking, well, that sounds like just an expense. If you do the second thing, which is to what we call gate your Wi-Fi, and put a simple step in front of their ability to access your Wi-Fi and just have them log in via Facebook, via Google, via their name and their email, their whatever information you want, you can gather that and have it all being done without you having to do a thing. And that is what really caught our attention about this particular new way of building your biggest asset, which is your customer list. Because if you can have people who want to use your Wi-Fi automatically, without you lifting a finger or doing a thing, become part of your list. And then you can have things happen based on what they do in your restaurant. You can basically, after they have logged off, you can say, well, 3 hours later, I want to ask them how we did and see if they give us a review on Google or Facebook or wherever you need reviews. Maybe you want to, send it out a couple hours later and say, I hope you had a wonderful experience. We were so glad that you joined us. And then maybe 7 days later, if they haven't been back, then you can say, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Why don't you come on in and then give them a reason to come in. And all this can be done without you doing a thing. And that is why this has really caught my attention, because if you don't have to do anything, if all you do is put a piece of hardware in place that allows people access to your internet, or if you already have that, then we could just put a little piece of hardware next to that, and it creates this little gate. And huge companies are doing this. Places like well, I mean, McDonald's and all the big franchises you can think of, they are starting to do this. And it is not cost prohibitive. It's not like, oh my God, this is going to cost a fortune. It's very inexpensive. And you can start doing it right away. And then once you plug it in, we set it all up and you're done. And that is why I think this is so powerful. So if you would like to learn more about this, if you think this might be interesting, we are just scratching the surface and playing around with it. So if you would like to be involved in that process and help us figure out exactly the best way to make it all work, then let's get in touch. I would let me put. I'm sure I can put my cafefuel.rocks. So you can go to cafefuel.rocks, fill out any of the forms there, and just put a little note that says, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you about that list building thing." Or Wi-Fi gating, or whatever it is that you want to put in there. But reach out to us. Let us know what questions you have. Let us know if you'd be willing to work with us, because we want to make this an absolute win for everybody. And it is such a powerful, powerful way to build your list. And then here's the thing that I think is really fascinating is, the software that we would be running is very straightforward, very simple, but it can be connected to other software. So if you're like, hey, I already have something in place, let's see if we can't connect it so that they'll talk to each other. And then when somebody becomes a new customer of yours by signing into your Wi-Fi, they automatically get pulled over to your other marketing pieces. So I am very interested in hearing your feedback. I want to know what you think. Let us know if you have some questions, and if you'd be willing to work with us and play around with it and say, hey, this worked, this didn't work. We'll put together a really great plan for you and see if we can make it work for everybody. All right, that's all I had for today. I hope you found some value in it. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Think Tank Thursday from Cafe Fuel. That's it for me. Bye for now.